I think it's amazed me. We haven't done. We're going to start getting into this stuff like this. We haven't done a good Dr. Shaw Ritchie story in a while. There's a couple good ones we're going to do, but we're going to start with this one because this one's very important. It's very important to know that you do have the First Amendment right to record police officers while they're on official duties in a public setting. Yeah. But you got too many leftist nut jobs, pro-MAGA, thin blue line lovers and fraud dweeb are talking. They go around like, oh, when you're recording the police, you're stalking, harassing them. Oh, it's like you're endangering their safety. And you got people out there, oh, you need to stop it. You need to stop berating, belittling, harassing police. They're doing God's gift. They're the real heroes of our fine country out there. Yeah. But yeah, reason why I do that is because, check this out. Cops brutalized a black man, recorded him from across the street. And guess what? The jury sides with the police. I kid you not. Oh, my. But hey, I got a special clip for you. Oh, yeah. This is what I'm talking about. How these streamed out of. Check this out.
This rhetoric must end. Stop demonizing hardworking law enforcement. They are brave. They are doing God's work. They are protecting people who could lose their life in any given city at any given time. Stop demonizing them. They are heroes.
This is what I'm talking about. This is what it comes down to. Too many people out there see something, say something. Oh, back to blue. I mean, you got people out there, yeah. You got people like UD and Philemon and many others too. Oh, you just need to shut the freak up and back the blue. Only blue lives matter. Let's get to it, shall we?
The police decide to, brutalize a man. Cops beat and arrest a man for doing the high crime of recording in public,
yes,
which is not a crime at all.
Not at all. First Amendment.
Put it up for a man.
Check it out.
Unfortunately, we do not have the video footage as of yet. We are working on that, and we'll bring
hope we get the clip
video as soon as we can. Cops brutally beat and arrest a black male for recording them, and a jury let them off the hook. I'm going to give you the background. Buffalo PD did not want Mr. Dean Taylor, 65 years of age, recording them from across the street.
And how many times have we seen videos or usually a good cop say, hey, you can record all you want. Just stand back over there, just don't interfere in my work. But you can stand right over there, right there in that area, like 15, 20 feet away. You're fine, you record like that. But when you get cops out there that tell you, put your phone away, shut up your camera, or you can't record like that, that's a huge red flag. What's the first thing that comes to your mind? The cop is dirty. He's corrupt. And usually cops like that are placed on the Brady list. But you got people like the left nut jobs, and Trump wants to abolish that. Yeah, they've already abolished the registry of, corruption, dirty cops out there and politicians. And you got people want to double down and, suck up to people like Chuck Schumer and Sandy Hershey and all that stuff.
As they were investigating a drive-by shooting of a house in 2019. Taylor not only had the First Amendment right to record.
Yep.
He told the officers he was mainly recording them, which is also his legal right.
And I remember I was watching a video on the Civil Rights Lawyer John's channel. He puts up good videos. What about a cop that drew a gun on a guy who was holding a gas nozzle, and the cop mistaken a gas pump for a gun. And I guess there was an off-duty cop that was recording, but he tried to be discreet. But that cop told John, said, yeah, in this country, you do have the First Amendment right to record police officers while they're on official capacity of duty. As long as you don't interfere with them, you don't obstruct them, and you do it from far away, and you're in a public setting, you can record all you want. Like I said, there's cops out there tell you, hey, you can record all you want. Just stand over there. Don't interfere with my investigation. Yeah. And my rule of thumb is you want to stand at least 15, 20 feet away from them. Let the camera do the work, and you focus like you zoom in and out.
Officers responded to that legal right by punching him in the face multiple times before shoving him to the ground, piling on top of him with one officer pressing his knee into Dean's neck.
Ah, Dante
65
Chauvin.
years of age,
What does that remind you?
recording
George
from across
Floyd.
the street. There is no prohibition statutorily to the recording. Ironically, they are investigating a drive-by shooting, typically affiliated or associated with gang violence. But the only gang violence that we are quite aware of is the gang violence that happened
that wears the color
against the
blue.
65-year-old male
That's why we call the thin blue line
by
thugs.
those who decided to wear badges
Jack Thug bootlickers.
for a profession. 65 years of age.
65.
Well within his constitutional rights. Across the street.
You know, it's so crazy. And people always want to rail on me. Like, I don't give a fluke if people want to rail on me that I say, you know, about these dirty cops that they don't care if somebody is an elderly, a teenager, or a child. You got cops that treat everybody like the same. They treat them like dirt, like they're criminals, and suspects like suspicious persons. You know, and I think where's the respect? I mean, you got cops who just flat out disrespect the public out there because they have the mindset they're always right, everybody's wrong. Yeah, it's crazy.
Everybody who responded to this, they were all on the same page, it seems, based on the testimony and the evidence. Nobody said, whoa, what are you doing? This is a 65-year-old man.
Yeah.
Why are we upset at this? Why are we going to...
Or it's like I did a story a couple days ago. I saw a story a couple days ago. I might have did it too. But a cop that arrested a 12-year-old kid and he's riding on his bike, a mountain bike. And the cop charged to say reckless driving. Like, how do you charge somebody with reckless driving? And it's a 12-year-old kid. And a bystander's like, hey, aren't you supposed to give him a warning or something like that? And the cop's like, oh, that's not how it works. No, that's exactly how it works. You just want to make an arrest to affect your quota and your commission, dipshit.
Beat him.
Yeah, they beat him.
For doing what is legal to do. We are law enforcement for those who break laws. So they decided to be...
Yeah, whatever have a thing called protect and serve. Yeah, they don't only protect and serve their own agenda in their pocket.
Something ironic happened. The incident took place on September 1st. The year was 2019. Mr. Taylor was riding his bicycle from the store to his home when he came across multiple police officers and cars with cars in front of a home and decided to lay down his bicycle, take out his phone, and begin recording from across the street. Nothing illegal about that. Which numerous court decisions have determined that is a constitutionally
protected activity under the First Amendment.
And I want to emphasize constitutionally protected. My constitutional law professor would have said, if it is protected for you to do in the Constitution, it is extra legal. Look at it as extra legal.
Just like it's extra legal for me to exercise my First Amendment freedom of speech, which I'm doing right now, by giving my opinion. Just like it's my First Amendment protected activity to say, I can't stand these dirty cops. Say, F the blue, or, you know, like Air Brandt, you say, you know, happy fuck the cops, say, fuck the police and flip them off. Protected activity. First Amendment protects that. But yeah, it just amazes me how these thin blue line letters, you know, oh, Seaman, you're full of hate for the cops because you're constantly trouble with the law. Oh, you get arrested on a weekly basis. Nope. I see the corruption like that, and it's far away. See people like these loser puppy mill presidents. They got blinders on. They're too blind. No, they'll double down and say, oh, it's all fake. Like Bellamont said, oh, Seaman gets his stories from Young Turks. Where do you get yours from? InfoWars, Alex Jones, and underground bullshit media? Yeah.
If it is prohibited in the Constitution, it is extra illegal.
Extra illegal.
Because it doesn't require prerequisite statutory framework to define either. Meaning they're absolute. They're solid. He was transported to jail on charges of harassment, obstructing governmental administration,
disorderly conduct, and resisting arrest.
But of course,
there you go.
Resisting arrest, which were all dismissed following a month. However, when Taylor filed a lawsuit against the Buffalo cops who arrested him, the jury earlier this year decided to side with the officers. Now, why is that? But in a rarely legal move, the judge overseeing the civil trial did what? Overturned the jury's verdict. Overturned the jury's verdict. Let me just pause on that for a moment. We've talked about this on Indisputable before.
And I've covered a story about that.
And we haven't seen a judge do it. And here I have an actual real life case study, an example that we can examine. Judges have this power in many jurisdictions, rarely ever use it. And typically a judge would say something like, I set aside the verdict in the interest of justice. Or they will say, sentence suspended after the...
Yeah, or I've seen the cases where I watch on Law and Order and some other cop shows where a defense attorney can sit there and say, motion set aside the jury, and judge could say, sustain overrule, motion continue bond until sentencing. Overrule. It means that the person, he can continue, he's already out on bond or on bail, could still be out in, ROR until the sentencing
decision. Many people aren't aware of what these things mean. But in this rare move, the judge overseeing the civil trial overturned the jury's verdict after one of Taylor's attorneys, after one of them, Blake Zaccagino, from the Shaw and Shaw law firm, filed a post-trial motion asking the judge to set aside the jury's decision
for a new verdict
or trial under the Civil Practice Law Rules, Rule 4404A. You're required to cite the statutory. The plaintiff's physical position and presence at the incident was a public space that he was constitutionally entitled to traverse and occupy, which the officer defendants were trained to respect as part of their public duty. New York Supreme Court Judge John Del Monte wrote this in his opinion, which was published on September 19th, 2025. Judge Del Monte ordered a new trial to determine the amount of monetary damages Dean would receive for having his First Amendment right to record the police being violated. Quote, the factual record, that is an important determination. The factual record in this case is clear on this issue. The officer defendants admitted that they knew the plaintiff was entirely within his constitutional right to videotape the public presence and performance of duties of the BPD. So what's all this legal back and forth? Basically, the judges are saying, you have the trier of facts. The trier of facts is your jury. They are the ones who weigh the evidence, and they become the determinant for what is a fact and what is not. However, there's some things that are already as a matter of fact that the jury does not decide, or it would be inappropriate for a jury to decide a matter that is already a matter of fact, especially when the conclusion of that group called the jury has decided in a way that's contrary to a factual dynamic that is obvious, known, should not be debated, even admitted to by the cops. Listed as defendants in the lawsuit are Buffalo police officers, Mr. Kyle T. Moriti and Christopher Bridget, as well as the city of Buffalo. The Buffalo Police Department.
Real scumbag, huh?
Buffalo Police Commissioner Byron G. Lockwood and multiple John Doe cops whose real names.
Hey, but the Duck Bond Belmont, that guy's a hero, huh?
The complaint accuses the defendants of excessive force, battery, false imprisonment, intentional infliction of emotional distress, negligent hiring, negligent retention, negligent training, and supervision and failure to intervene, One of the cops who pounded Mr. Taylor had a previous accusation of abuse.
Oh.
During the trial, that cop, one of the cops who arrested him, testified that Taylor's act of recording was, quote,
listen to this.
he said this.
Here it comes.
While testifying.
Annoying and alarming behavior.
Annoying and alarming
behavior.
And served, quote,
no legitimate purpose.
End quote.
Which she claimed made it an arrestable offense.
Quote, arrestable offense.
Make that make sense.
End quote. Taylor's arrest was captured on his own video as well as body camera video, but none of the videos have been released to the public. Atlanta Black Star reached out to his attorneys for the footage, but they have not responded. They may be utilizing that as an opportunity for leverage for their client, which a good lawyer would do if that's part of the current negotiation. I do encourage transparency to always be at the forefront of our representation. Now, it's interesting that negligent hire and negligent retention is part of this suit. An attorney knows you can't sue for that unless you can prove that they did two things. Number one, they hired individuals that they knew they should not have hired based on their background. So
well, we know many police agencies do that.
You decided to retain individuals that should have been fired based on previous conduct.
I see some police agencies that hire cops that are already
liable as a company or a governmental entity. All right, dear brothers, a lot here. Very sad, very unfortunate. And the fact that a jury let them off for admitting to the crimes.
That basically says the jury says, oh, you need to just shut the freak up, just back the blue.
The judge didn't have to get that motion, but it gives the judge a little bit of protection politically. That motion is filed, judge grants it, all of a sudden you have justice.
Well, that's the thing, Dr. Ritchie. Justice is not easy. Democracy is not fun. The Constitution is inconvenient and
well, it's like Dr. Martin Luther King said a long time ago, injustice for one person is injustice for everyone.
Uncomfortable until it's time for your turn for its convenience and comfort.
That's right.
That is how that works. So to Officer Moriarty, who said it's annoying and alarming, what's annoying and alarming is that police constantly break the Constitution, the very law.
Well, you know, they say, oh, it's annoying and alarming, they film. What's annoying and alarming is how these douchebag, juiced up fucking Roy and scrawny little dirtbag, jacked up bootlegger cops or want to go out there annoying people like that, harass people because so-called they look suspicious. Oh, I need an ID. They're like, it's like a junkie needs a fix, and they're all like, oh, the ID. And then you got cops that want to arrest people because of contempt of cop or because they got such fragile, softy feepies. I mean, crazy.
Laws that they are supposed to uphold, and this very communities, they hurt the very communities that they're supposed to serve. This was a man, Mr. Taylor, who was a 65-year-old who may or may not have been an auditor, but auditors are a front line in our defense.
So are cop watchers, too. First Amendment cop watchers and auditors.
Yes, it's annoying, and it's inconvenient, and it's all those things. And so what? So is justice. That is how that works. Please, let's all respect Judge Delamonte, who went above and beyond his duty as a judge and actually did his job, which is very rare nowadays, who set aside the jury's verdict, which is a rare thing to do. You know how much you have to be wrong for a judge to go on the limb and set aside a jury's decision? That means that the concepts of harassment, obstruction, and disorderly conduct, which they love to throw upon the people that they know they have done wrong to, were so wrong that the judge was like, sorry, jury, I got this one. In the interest of justice, I got this one. There's also a time where the jury can do that, which is called jury nullification, where the jury says, hey, this law in this situation is unjust. So remember, you don't have to go the way you think you have to go. You can be the man in the movie that fights.
Well, it's like, you know, sometimes you got these juries under their, like, they're hand-picked, like picking through a basket of apples. You only, I want this one, not that one. I mean, most of the juries are picked out of there. They had a mindset, we should all appreciate our law enforcement. We should all back the blue. Whatever a cop says goes. Oh, they never lied. They're never wrong. It's just crazy.
The rest of the jury, just for those at home. But remember that this country was based on a principle. It's not just laws, not just regulations, but a principle. And that principle is liberty and justice for all. So thank you to Judge Delamonte.
Yeah.
And I hope that the officers, Moriarty, who's Sherlock Holmes's biggest enemy, I hope you're put on that Brady list, and so are the rest of your officers
Yeah,
that do not know the law.
especially that dumb guy. He needs to be put on the Brady list.
You made a great point in using the word.
That's why the Brady list is
as
been.
an auditor, and I would say that is actually
a good auditor like that. You know, I know a person in audit probably would cover that story. He'd probably be happy with that. Sean Reyes, Long Island auditor. Yeah, that's another good one.
the fitting term. That we are auditors. Every person here in this country, based on the Constitution, is an empowered auditor. We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, seek, the first thing it says is justice. All right, justice, to establish justice. So we the people, well, we the auditor, me, the person that can audit, that can provide this level of transparency to, what does an audit do? Well, it's transparency. It gives an illumination to what's actually happening. So I'm thankful you said that word is spark.
It's like, that's, same, cop watcher and auditor, First Amendment, like Chuck Bronson, Harvey Freeberg. That's another one that, great, cop watchers out there. It's about, accountability. It's transparency out there. Holding them accountable. It's like when somebody screws up, you hold them accountable. You make sure they don't do it again. That's why the bread poachers are out there holding the creeps accountable, make sure they don't go out there trying to talk to underage kids.
So we are encouraged by the attorney, we're encouraged by the judge, we're encouraged by our dear brother for standing up for justice, and we are discouraged by the police officers who are antithetical to the very notion of their job. We'll bring you updates as they come.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. Yeah, that's what the fabrication America is about. Like this, the First Amendment auditors and cop watchers. All right, I'm out here. Much up. Peace out.